Live from KSAT 12, the News at Noon starts right now.
An update now. Searchers have been on the water for 2 days trying to find an 80-year-old who fell overboard while boating on Calaveras Lake.
In the latest update from the Bexar County Sheriff, he referred to the effort now as a recovery mission.
Katrina Weber is there live now. So, Katrina, how are relatives handling this news?
Well, they're anxious for any news that may come out, but at the same time, they tell us that they are devastated by what appears to be the reality that their relative won't be coming home alive. Now, this search began about 5 yesterday evening when the man who relatives have identified as 80-year-old Antonio Martinez Zambrano fell off his family's fishing boat. He was one of 7 people on board at the time on a family fishing trip. According to the sheriff, Zambrano was trying to cast a net when he went into the water. Relatives tried to pull him out, but were not able to do so. Since then, sheriff's deputies, firefighters, and state game wardens have all been searching for him. Sheriff Salazar says he told the family they have no plans to quit.
Reassured them that we're going to do everything in our power. I'm going to make sure we have a deputy physically out here at all times until such time as we're able to recover him.
Es algo difícil para toda la familia porque
That's Zambrano's nephew saying that this is difficult for the family, losing someone who is so loved. Now, those family members are right inside those gates right now, just anxiously waiting for any news, any word that comes out. The sheriff says that they will stay here again until that search is complete. He says it could take days or even weeks. And he did say that this should be a reminder to anyone who plans to go out on the water that they should be wearing a life jacket. He says of the 7 people who were on board that boat, only one, a child, was wearing a life jacket at the time. And he says this is an example of what can happen. Reporting live at Calaveras Lake, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Katrina. 2 major developments on 2 different major San Antonio criminal cases today. First, a man who is accused of attacking his 2 young daughters, killing one of them, as well as shooting his wife in court.
Our Erica Hernandez is live with the latest on the Stephen Clare capital murder case, but also how a former police officer's trial in shooting a teen in a parking lot took a political turn today. Erica, let's start with Stephen Clare. Are we closer to a trial date?
Well, Ursula, not necessarily, but a scheduling order was agreed on. So what that means is that tentative dates have been set to move this case forward. Now, in April of last year, Stephen Clare is accused of shooting his ex-wife and then stabbing his 2 young daughters, killing one of them, 11-month-old Willow. A few weeks ago, the state decided to proceed with the death penalty. 437 District Court Judge Joel Perez setting the tentative date of October 11th for jury selection. It's important to note that jury selection for death penalty cases can last up to 4 to 6 weeks, David and Ursula, which means that trial date won't be set until a jury is officially picked.
All right, Erica, let's get to the second case that you are covering again today. This is the case of that police officer who is due to stand trial for shooting a teenager in a McDonald's parking lot last year. Today, his lawyers brought forth a controversial issue with the DA's office.
Yeah, we've been looking into this. The email showing the DA's involvement with a criminal justice reform group out of Austin, but it's now a part of James Brennan's case. Explain how that is.
That's correct, Ursula. Now, a judge has decided that the state would have to turn over conversations the DA's office had with the Wren Collective to the defense, to Brennan's attorneys. But this is all to be done under a protective order. So what that means that only those defense attorneys could see those messages. Now, Brennan is accused of shooting then teenager Eric Cantu outside of McDonald's in 2022 in messages that we published last month. The DA's office had communications with the Wren Collective about this case. Now, the DA's office has said it was only to help with messaging and talking points. The defense arguing today that could be relevant in an upcoming change of venue hearing and could taint a potential jury in Bexar County. Now, we'll have a lot more on this hearing later this afternoon and why the Wren Collective attorneys and the state were arguing that those conversations were private and that they are not relevant. As far as that change of venue hearing, it is expected to take place this Thursday. David, Ursula?
Erica, stay with us just for one more second. A question about those emails. In those emails, we know that the Brennan case was discussed and how the DA's office was to handle the media regarding the police shooting. Will we ever get any more information on that? If this ruling is that it just goes to the defense attorneys, we'll never know more?
They could bring this up at the change of venue hearing. Once the defense has looked over those messaging, they could use this as a talking point and argue that this is necessary to change this case to another county, to move it to another county. So we'll have to wait till Thursday to see what then the judge will decide with regarding to these messages and the case overall.
All right, Erica, we know as you continue to investigate the Wren Collective and the connection with the DA's office, at some point this was going to happen, and I don't think too many people should be surprised that there's some controversy about the Wren Collective in one of these cases.
That's correct, David. This is just the first case we're seeing that those conversations have impacted. It'll be interesting to see how this moves forward and if it impacts any other cases as well.
Okay, much more to come later on KSAT 12 News at 5 and 6. Thank you, Erica.
Of course, she's been involved in this Wren Collective investigation from KSAT this whole time, coming up with a lot of information. Outside with live cam, woo, it's 78, it's humid. That's a change of pace for you.
Spring is upon us.
All right.
So it feels. I certainly felt that way over the weekend. And with that being said, there is a very, very small chance of some thunderstorms today. But here's what I'll tell you. That chance, honestly, is declining. We talked about it at 9 o'clock. We had a 20% chance of thunderstorms in the forecast. Newest models come out showing a strong cap, even perhaps more so than what we initially thought. So that really is kind of taking this out of the picture. We're going to leave in a 10% chance of rain today, but most everyone is going to stay dry. You look at the severe weather risk, and in fact, the Storm Prediction Center has moved this off to the north and east, that risk of severe weather. So I really think we're in the clear. We'll certainly keep an eye on the radar this afternoon, but there is nothing on it at this hour, and I don't expect much today. We will see some of these clouds. Now, clouds are trying to break up, especially as you get into the hill country. The sun is out, and that's boosting temperatures. We're up to 78 here in San Antonio, and I think we make it into the low 80s today. 78 in Pleasanton, 79 Cotulla, a little cloudier as you go to the south and west. And places like Helotes already up to 78, 79 in Castroville. It's going to be a warm afternoon. 3 o'clock, 81. We'll take it up to 82 by the 4 o'clock hour, 77 at 6 p.m., and then down into the 70s and 60s tonight. A lot of humidity still until we get to tomorrow afternoon, and wait till you see the temperatures for tomorrow. Plus, we've got some thunderstorms back in the forecast by Thursday. We'll take a look at all that for you coming up in just a couple minutes.
Thank you, Justin. The city of San Antonio continues to grow. We're specifically talking right now about parts of the growth that's happening at San Antonio International Airport. More than 10.6 million passengers flew through the airport in 2023. That marked the busiest year in the airport's 80-year history. Plus, there are millions and millions of dollars invested into the airport. With growth and elevation, today San Antonio International and Stinson Municipal showed off a rebrand. Max Massey now joins us live from the airport. So, Max, how does that rebrand look?
Guys, it is such an exciting day, not only for the city of San Antonio, but specifically for the two airports here in San Antonio. It is calm and quiet now, but earlier we heard from local leaders. We heard from Congressman Chip Roy. We heard from Congressman Joaquin Castro. And really, they were unveiling this new rebrand. So, guys, take a look. This is the new rebrand, not only of San Antonio International Airport, but also Stinson Municipal Airport. And it really was a celebration, marking a step in a new era of not only San Antonio, but what local leaders are saying, the new era of San Antonio city itself. Now, Mayor Ron Nirenberg was here. He said when the airport does well, the city does well. And there is a bright future on the horizon. In fact, the purple that you see in the new rebrand, well, that is supposed to represent the skyline of San Antonio, representing that new horizon that we are headed towards. I spoke one-on-one with the director of the airports, Jesus Saenz, and he tells me this has been a long time coming. This is something that they are proud to wear on their chest 24/7, 365.
Ensuring that everyone knows who we are, not just here in San Antonio, but as we promote this nationally, globally, across the entire platform now with the connection of, Condor Airlines getting us into Frankfurt and beyond, 100+ destinations that we can reach and you come back and you land in your hometown and you're in home.
And you heard Jesus there talking about the new terminal, the new direct flights referencing Frankfurt international flights. The plan is to have a new terminal with more direct international flights open, ready for the public by 2028. And guys, we talk about this investment not only in the airport, but the investment into our city. And so far, that investment racking up more than $1.4 billion. And this rebrand, the new designs behind me, this is just a step in that direction. We're going to have much more on this coming up. The news at 5 and 6. Guys, back to you.
All right, Max, thank you very much. San Antonio ISD superintendent says the district is cutting hundreds of staff positions this upcoming fall semester. He says enrollment is continuing to decline. Federal COVID-19 relief money is expiring, and there is a lack of new state funding in recent legislative sessions. District officials reveal at least 216 positions will be affected. The majority of those will be college-bound advisors, family engagement specialists, academic deans, and special education positions.
We are still waiting for answers as to how a 19-year-old suspect managed to shoot and kill himself inside the Bexar County Jail over the weekend. It happened within minutes of being transported there by a sheriff's deputy. Jesus Gonzalez was arrested on a domestic violence choking charge. Just in the last 30 minutes, the San Antonio Police Department has clarified to us that the officer says he did search the suspect when he arrested him. Right now, we're working to figure out if the officer is now suspended. SAPD policy shows that officers are responsible for searching those they arrest for weapons, dangerous objects, contraband, or evidence. This policy says transporting officers are held accountable for any prisoners who get to a detention facility with any of those items. The sheriff says the deputy who witnessed the suicide is now on administrative duty. We're working to learn if there are further consequences for the officers involved, and we're going to have that story for you later tonight. Keep in mind that KSAT 12 typically does not report on suicides, but it's important to explain why people may have heard a gunshot coming from the jail. And this also raises public safety questions about how a gun made it into what is supposed to be a secure area.
I want to remind you that Super Tuesday is tomorrow. KSAT's going to have complete coverage of elections and some early results for races here in San Antonio and the surrounding area. You can join Myra Arthur and Steve Spriester for the KSAT Super Tuesday live stream that happens tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Coverage will be available on all of our streaming platforms. And if you want to check out a sample ballot for both the Democratic and Republican primaries, all you got to do is scan that QR code right there. It'll take you to our Vote 2024 page on KSAT.com, and that's where we have all the list of voting locations and hours. You can start voting at 7 o'clock in the morning.
You don't like your property tax bill? Here's a way to fix it. Happening today, the city of San Antonio hosting a property tax help workshop. The workshop will help homeowners learn about exemptions as well as steps to submit your appeal to lower your property taxes. Today's workshop is online. It's at 6 p.m. You can join by phone. Experts are going to be available to answer your questions, and we have all the information to get online for this call on KSAT.com, and just look for this story.
The Spurs put together another two-game winning streak, beat some top teams before they hit the road again. Highlights of their win over the Pacers last night coming up.
A former convent on the west side now serving a new purpose. We're going to show you how it has become a place for women to achieve career goals.
And this convent became available in 2021. We put the financing together, moved in, and have been raising funds, designing it with our partners.
And you can just see the progress already.
Yeah, we got a tour today, and you can see the housing project is closer to becoming reality. Its goal is to support low-income women and their children. Most of us know the YMCA as a place to work out or learn to swim. But here on the west side, one location will be a spot for women to live and work towards a career.
Tiffany Huertas with how this new residential project is going to impact dozens of families who need a change.
The sisters were living here until March of 22, right before we moved in.
A former convent on the west side of San Antonio will look different by the end of the year.
It was in basically good shape. We just need some upgrades for, you can see some of the flooring is old and ceiling and we need to get it up to code.
Francesca Rattray shows us around this facility that could house up to 30 women and children.
It will be a place for women to commit to a career path. They'll be able to live here for up to 4 years.
Rattray, the CEO of YWCA San Antonio, a nonprofit with a mission to eliminate racism and empower women, took us around the Women's Live and Learn Center.
The residential building will provide housing for single women ages 18 to 25, with or without children.
When finished with renovations, this is what a bedroom and common kitchen could look like.
We'll be serving women with a history in the foster care system, survivors of domestic violence, and opportunity youth who either have dropped out of high school and are looking for that next step in their lives.
Rattray says YWCA San Antonio supports about 15,000 people a year, mostly women and children, and they hope to continue offering services here.
Provide workforce training, case management, and on-site child care.
She hopes this project changes the lives of many women.
We can't wait to open the doors.
The facility is set to open in the fall. Tiffany Huertas, KSAT 12 News.
Can't believe we said YMCA instead of YWCA.
That's right, the YWCA. We also want to mention that if you or someone you know is in a dangerous relationship, KSAT 12 does have a list of resources just for you on our website. It can help. You can find those by going to the domestic violence page on our website, ksat.com.
All right, let's get back outside with live cam. And I'm looking at that number at 78, but I'm thinking ahead, and I sneak a little peek tomorrow.
Yeah.
Whoa, wait, hold on. That was a 9 in front of that 0 tomorrow. I mean, come on, really?
But David, it's a dry heat.
Oh, okay,
it's a dry heat, so there's that. We're starting to get back into those conversations again. The aquifer's still suffering. It's down 0.4 of a foot to 642 even. In your pollen count, here's the takeaway from this. Yes, everything's low, but oak is creeping up to the top. You look at the oak trees, you can just see this happening, okay? So we're headed right into oak season. That number is going to keep going up in the coming days. We're going to talk about some rain chances. Not so much today, but I think Thursday, potentially some spring thunderstorms. We'll have a look coming up.
All right, big day, big Monday.
Big Monday. Big Monday with a big number for a temperature.
You know, but it's still overcast downtown.
Yeah, the clouds are helping a little bit, but the more they break up, the warmer these temperatures will be this afternoon. And a lot of people have been asking about spring break, which for a lot of kiddos is next week. How does that look? At the moment, it looks okay. We're getting to more of an active pattern. I think that doesn't mean we're going to get rain all the time, but there's some chances coming up. So let's go outside first for you. And we've got mostly cloudy conditions at the airport. Temperatures at this hour in the upper 70s for San Antonio, New Braunfels, and Seguin. You get up into Bernie and Kerrville, it's more mid-70s. But it is going to be a warm day no matter where you go. We've got a good southeasterly wind that's ushering in a lot of moisture. We started off this morning with lots of clouds. We're starting to lose some of those morning low clouds, but we do have some high clouds that will be shifting in throughout the day. So bottom line, partly to mostly cloudy. That's what we'll see. 78 New Braunfels, as we said, 79 Gonzales, 78 out in Rio Medina, and 79 right now in Castroville. So some places are getting close to that 80-degree mark, and I think a lot of folks will get there today. It'll be warm and humid. 82 here in San Antonio, 83 in Divine. Then let me take you into tomorrow. We get some dry air coming in, and this is the number David was complaining about. 88 degrees here in San Antonio. Some places certainly will be in the 90s tomorrow, but it's more of a dry heat, so we lose the humidity during the afternoon. That allows that temperature to soar, and yeah, it's probably the warmest day in our 7-day forecast. And as I mentioned, it's because we get some drier air in here Tuesday and Wednesday. So tomorrow and Wednesday, humidity won't be so bad, but by Thursday, humidity builds back. And this sets the stage for our next chance of rain before a front dries us out again going into the weekend. So let's look at the big picture here. We've got some showers and storms across far east Texas, and this is honestly where most of the activity is going to be today. A little ripple in the atmosphere is coming through, but we're just going to kind of miss out. This piece of energy moves to the south, and a lot of the energy with it is just going to be to our east. Not only that, we have a good cap on the atmosphere. So we talk about this a little bit. where it's just stable above us, and you can't get these thunderstorms to develop. And we've got just sort of a lid over top of us. So that means most of the activity, as I said, is going to be Houston, Dallas, Waco, maybe over towards Bryan College Station. And by and large, we're going to miss out. I'm not going to completely rule out a thunderstorm today, but the rain chances, well, we've dropped them to 10%. So there's a look at the forecast. This is one of our computer models, and this does not show anything developing this afternoon. That's around 5, 6 o'clock. It does have one lone storm up there to our north. And then by tonight, we'll see clouds maybe clear out briefly before they build back in tomorrow morning. Now, here are the rain chances going forward. As we get into Thursday, that's when we start to bring the rain chances back up. We got a little stronger disturbance rolling through, and this should give us some more lift. Right now, we're thinking Thursday night into Friday morning. And during that time frame, we'll need to watch for the threat for some more strong storms. The setup will be there. So that'll be something to watch Thursday into Friday. And then we get a front through on Friday. That'll clear us out for the weekend. And it'll be actually really nice Saturday and Sunday. So putting it all together here, 88 tomorrow, 83 Wednesday, and partly cloudy. Mostly cloudy Thursday, 78. And if we're going to see storms, I think they probably hold off until late in the day. But Thursday night into Friday morning is that 40% chance of storms. Front comes through, tries us out on Friday, and then the weekend's great. 69 Saturday, 70 on Sunday mornings in the 40s. And don't forget, we spring forward this week.
Yes, my favorite time of year.
I thought I saw a 90 somewhere for tomorrow, but maybe I was wrong because you only got it at 88. Boy, does that make a difference.
We'll see.
It's going to be close, my friend. Yeah, it'll be close. Yeah.
Too early for that. Victor Wembanyama has an addition to his trophy case. He's going to need a really big trophy case when this is over. The Brahmas are putting together their game plans for the season. That starts at the end of the month. Hey, what a way to start the game last night. Spurs and Pacers. Victor Wembanyama getting his January Conference Player of the Rookie of the Month award. Going to have to get a real big trophy case because, that's just one to add to the collection. First quarter, Wemby off the miss, but there's the putback. Devin Vassell from outside. Devin's got the three lined up. Got it. Spurs up by 9. Later in the first, Blake Wesley getting the steal and then just taking it himself with a big jam. Love that. Spurs up by as many as 12, led 26-16 after one. Second quarter, Keldon Johnson with the alley-oop to Wemby. Never gets old. Then inside, Wemby driving, getting the bucket at the lefty. He had 15 in a break. Before half, Malachi Brennan driving for the layup the hard way. Indy cut the lead down to 1. Benedict Mathurin with the basket and the foul. Three-point play. Spurs led 52-48 at halftime. Third quarter, Spurs are kind of flat. Indy revving up the engines, get up by 3, pop with a timeout. Little discussion about how to proceed. Spurs retake the lead on the Brenham 3. Then there's another 3. Look at Wemby behind the back, step back, got it. Spurs up by 5, led into third. Wesley to Zach Collins for the big slam. Spurs lead by 9 after 3. Fourth quarter, Pacers cut it to 1, but that's when Victor takes over. Basket, foul, three-point play. Scored 6 straight points before Jeremy Sohan scores 4 straight. Spurs on a 10-0 run, and they get their 4th set of back-to-back wins this season. So here is your final for San Antonio over the Pacers, 117-105, now 13-48. Now they hit the road for a few, and they will be in Houston tomorrow night to take on the Rockets. Then they're in Sacramento to take on the Kings. Then they're at Golden State to take on the Warriors this week. San Antonio Brahmans are back for a second season, but now in the UFL. All the teams hit the field in Dallas, the DFW airport. That's where they're all going to practice. So the 2024 Brahmas are going to hold all their practices up there on that field, just like they did last season. KSAT 12 Sports is going to be at training camp this week, starting Tuesday. We're going to have some live reports for you. Make sure to join us here live at KSAT 12 and online, KSAT.com, and the KSAT YouTube page as they get ready to start another, hopefully, successful season here in San Antonio.
Always fun.
At least the Rock is still associated with the UFL. We didn't lose the Rock.
That's important.
Yeah, it is.
New today at 5, stores are working to help you clean up with some new sales and discounts. The products you can get a good deal on this month during spring cleaning to spruce up your home inside and out. It's today at 5 after Entertainment Tonight. We are watching the temperature rise and the sun try to come out, and when it does, What's going to happen, Justin?
It's going to be a steamy afternoon. We're starting to see everything kind of bloom around the area, so it certainly feels like spring is upon us. And we're going to see some pretty warm temperatures coming up tomorrow. And we got to remind you, we are 35 days away from the total solar eclipse. Here's today's fun fact. April 8th's eclipse will rank among the top 25% of eclipses all time in terms of duration, meaning if you're in the center line there where this eclipse is happening, you'll get a good 4 minutes of darkness, which means this is a good eclipse, and we're in the path of it, which is pretty awesome. So make sure you have your plans set for April 8th, 35 days away now. And as we look at the forecast for today, yes, mostly cloudy, 81 degrees at 3 o'clock, 82 at 4 p.m. There is a very, very small outside chance of a shower or storm, but I wouldn't count on it. 73 at 7 p.m. and then down into the 60s tonight. More humidity, more clouds to start your Tuesday. Highs today, 82 here in San Antonio, 83 in Abilene. Now, it will be a little cooler in the Panhandle. We're watching a front. This front doesn't necessarily make it here. So the rest of the state will be quite toasty today, including here in San Antonio, as we said. Tomorrow, we could be pushing 90. So, yes, very spring-like with some storm chances showing up on Thursday. Plus, we're going to take a look at some of those wildfires up in the Panhandle. Where do we stand there? More on that coming up in just a couple minutes.
Thank you, Justin. A big win for former President Donald Trump at the Supreme Court this morning, the highest court of the country, saying Trump can remain on the presidential ballot in Colorado.
ABC's Perry Russum with how all 9 Supreme Court justices agreed removing a name from a federal presidential ballot must be left to Congress.
A day ahead of Super Tuesday, the Supreme Court unanimously ruling former President Trump can remain on the ballot. The case surrounded Colorado Supreme Court's decision to disqualify Trump from its primary ballot, citing Section 3 of the 14th Amendment. The section reads, no one who has taken an oath to support the Constitution and then engaged in insurrection can hold public office afterward. In today's decision, the justices writing, the Constitution empowers Congress to prescribe how those determinations are made. During oral arguments last month, both liberal and conservative justices signaled skepticism over Colorado's ruling.
I think that the question that you have to confront is why a single state should decide who gets to be president of the United States.
It doesn't seem like a state call.
Today's ruling has implications nationwide, as the Secretary of State in Maine also disqualified Trump from its ballot, and a judge in Illinois ruled Trump could not be on the ballot there.
I don't think there's any way for a state to try to circumvent this ruling. At this point, any action has to be in the hands of Congress, and that's what the court said pretty clearly.
Colorado's Secretary of State posting a statement expressing disappointment, adding Colorado should be able to bar oath-breaking insurrections from our ballot.
Today, Trump calling the decision a big win for America. And as we mentioned, Colorado as the state starting all of this, Trump's name was kept on the ballot there during the course of the appeals process for those voting by mail. As of Friday, more than 800,000 people have already voted by mail. Perry Russum, ABC News, Washington.
A bipartisan plan to address illegal immigration on the border as well as foreign aid to Ukraine and Israel facing an uncertain future in Congress. If approved, it would give the federal government the power to significantly restrict illegal migrant crossings at the U.S.-Mexico border, but also provide more than $20 billion to boost security there. The bill would include $60 billion in aid to Ukraine in its war against Russia and $14 billion in aid for Israel in its fight against Hamas in Gaza. But House Speaker Mike Johnson now saying the House vote will instead center on a standalone bill for aid to Israel.
The U.S. Embassy in Haiti urging Americans to leave the country while it grapples with escalating gang-related violence. So JetBlue Airways says it will waive change and cancellation fees for all flights to and from Haiti's capital. JetBlue's announcement comes after nearby gunfire disrupted flights at the international airport in Port-au-Prince last week. United Airlines temporarily suspending flights between Miami and Haiti.
A first-of-its-kind birth control pill now approved in the U.S. It's an over-the-counter pill, and it'll be on store shelves later on this month. It's called O-Pill, and right now it can be bought directly from its own website, opill.com. Manufacturer Perrigo has suggested a retail price of $20 for a 1-month supply and $50 for a 3-month supply. The company says when taken as directed, O-Pill is 98% effective at preventing pregnancy, which is pretty much in line with the effectiveness of most birth control pills.
The legal war over Obamacare back in court today. This latest case concerns the Affordable Care Act provision that mandates insurers cover some preventative care services at no cost to patients. The appeals court is reviewing district judge's ruling that wiped away the requirement for certain preventative services. The ruling was paused while the appeals plays out. The case was brought by employers and individuals in Texas. The judge will be weighing whether to uphold the ruling that partially invalidated the mandate. They will also be deciding whether additional coverage requirements targeted by the challengers should be struck down. They include no-cost coverage for some vaccines and for certain preventative health services for women and children.
If you're a fan of Trader Joe's chicken soup dumplings and bought some lately, throw them out or return them. The store recalling more than 61,000 pounds of dumplings because of possible plastic contamination. The manufacturer says it received complaints that people found hard plastic from a permanent marker inside the dumplings. Even though it's had no reports of illnesses or injury, the U.S. Department of Agriculture is urging people to throw away or return these dumplings to Trader Joe's.
Malaysia may begin a new search for Malaysia Airlines flight MH370. It has been nearly 10 years since that flight was lost. Malaysian government made the announcement this Monday, saying the task remains incomplete. The Ministry of Transport will invite the U.S.-based seabed exploration firm Ocean Infinity to discuss a new search proposal. No further details provided. The plane mysteriously disappeared on its way to Beijing on March 8th in 2014 with 239 people on board. Some debris linked to the plane has been found, but for the most part, its whereabouts remains unknown. College basketball star getting a lot of attention after another record-breaking game, and she's keeping the momentum going where she's headed next in her career.
There's the sun.
Yeah.
All right, we've already gone up a degree.
Yeah,
I think there's more to come.
Yeah, at this point, we'll certainly make our way into the low 80s, probably pretty soon. So far today, the high is 78, the low this morning 68. The averages are 71 and 49, so we're above average in both regards. Records are 95 and 19. And yes, it can still get cold this time of year. That was set back in 2002, but we don't have anything like that in the forecast. We'll get down into the 40s perhaps this weekend for lows, but it stays pretty warm throughout. And we've got a chance of rain on Thursday. We'll talk about it coming up.
What an interesting start to what could be a very interesting weather week. We're already up to almost 80 degrees.
Well, we knew spring would come.
Yeah.
I just hope we don't jump right into summer like we did last year. We went right into the hundreds.
I think we can all agree on that. And I can tell you, we'll get a cold front by the end of the week, so the weekend will be cooler and we'll kind of revert back a little bit. But this week is going to be warm. And one thing we're watching very closely is what's going on in the Texas Panhandle. That fire is still going. And it's only 15% contained. That's the Smokehouse Creek fire. It's at 1.1 million acres. Now, obviously, the largest wildfire in Texas history, acreage-wise. And we have two other fairly large fires burning just south of that. This is so very large, and obviously they've probably got it surrounded at this point, and they're still working on containment. But I want to show you the size of this compared to San Antonio. So there's San Antonio here. Look how big this fire is. It spans almost 3 counties there when you compare it to Bexar and Medina and, say, Guadalupe counties. So it's huge, and it's caused so much devastation up there, and you can see the burn scars from space from this fire. And still conditions aren't great. They're still going to be fighting that fire for probably several days to come, if not weeks. 78 degrees right now. South-southeasterly winds at about 13 here. It's humid. Humidity is at 66%, and you can feel it out there. The radar is not giving us anything, though. We've had a couple showers and storms out towards Houston, but just nothing here, and I don't know that we're going to see a lot today. There's just too much of a cap on the atmosphere, and that's going to keep really anything from developing. 80 degrees at 2 o'clock. We'll be up around 81 or 82 this afternoon for a high. There is a very, very small outside chance of a shower or storm. We'll put it at 10%. 73 at 7 o'clock, and then down into the 60s tonight. Still humid. Clouds build back in. And we'll start with cloudy skies tomorrow temporarily because dry air comes in by the afternoon and really warms us up. You see the showers off to the east. That is where the risk for severe weather will be. So you got Houston, Dallas over to Austin, but this has been shifted north and east by the Storm Prediction Center, and honestly, it makes sense just because of the cap that we have over our area. This is where the more likely scenario will be for showers and storms today. Our forecast just shows mostly to partly cloudy skies throughout the afternoon. Then as we get into tomorrow, we'll start to see these clouds go away. Sun comes out and that dry air moves in, and it will be a hot day on your Wednesday, or Tuesday and going into Wednesday as well. Then by Thursday, we get a little disturbance rolling through, and that's going to create some showers and storms. This is our next best chance of rain, especially going into Friday morning. Setup is there where I think we could see some strong storms, so this is definitely worth watching. It's not going to be terribly widespread, but we're talking about a 40% chance of rain here. So that's the next thing we'll be watching. In the meantime, 88 tomorrow, 83 on Wednesday, 78 Thursday with that chance of rain late going into Friday morning. We dry out some on Friday, and then a good looking weekend. 69 Saturday, 70 on Sunday. We'll have mornings in the 40s, so we'll start spring break on a pretty good note. And don't forget, we spring forward 2 a.m. Sunday morning. And we'll be keeping you updated on that spring break forecast, too, as we get a little bit closer. We'll be right back.
She's an Iowa basketball superstar, now the NCAA's all-time leading scorer.
ABC's Will Reeve with how Caitlin Clark hit her mark over the weekend and then surpassed it.
This for college basketball history. Caitlin Clark has done it. The Iowa superstar guard is now the NCAA's all-time leading scorer, breaking the late Pistol Pete Maravich's 54-year-old record. Clark again! Clark needed just 18 points to break the record, but went ahead and dropped 35 in front of a sold-out crowd in a 10-point win over conference rival Ohio State. She says breaking the record wasn't even on her mind.
When they announce it and everybody screams, that's when I knew.
Just a few days earlier, Clark broke the college women's all-time scoring record held by Kansas legend Lynette Woodard, who got a standing ovation at Sunday's game.
More.
Clark also meeting her childhood hero, Maya Moore, pregame.
Oh my gosh, I feel like I'm just a little girl fangirling.
Clark making history as Iowa's hometown hero. As a young girl in Des Moines, her family said, Caitlin had to join a boys' team because there wasn't a girls' team for her age group. Now, her on-court success and off-court impact singular and unsurpassed. Women's college basketball TV ratings have never been higher, and Clark is a star. Nike celebrating her achievement with this banner and a commercial. Her next stop, the WNBA, where she'll be the first overall pick in the draft. But first, one final message to the school and fans who've been with her along the way.
The people that have made it the most special, obviously my teammates, my coaches, but it isn't what it is without all of you. So seriously, I mean that, and I thank you.
She still has stops before the WNBA. She's got the conference tournament and then the NCAA tournament, which means that's a whole lot more points she's going to be adding to that record totally. So she's not done in college yet.
And to think that Pistol Pete's record has stood all these years.
So
that's incredible. Go
congratulations to her. Hey. Giant potatoes, brunch, giant cocktails, and a woman who has been given back to her community for decades.
It's all on today's SA Live with Mike and Jen.
Seen nothing yet. No.
Yes, we have Ron Patterson with Goshen Barbecue back with us again. The first time you were here, everybody was so happy because the
that turkey, I still can taste it.
Amazing. What do we got going here? Yes.
So today we're going to construct our Heavy Chevy Ultimate Texas Edition potatoes. So Mike, yes, slice that in half.
Okay.
We're gonna butterfly that open, and then grab your fork. And so this process we call meeting the potato. That way, when you get that bite, the potato's already ready for you to eat.
The little things in life, right?
Yes.
Potato this size, how much longer do you have to cook it, and what temperature?
That potato that size is going to cook it for about an hour and a half at 450 degrees.
And I'll tell you, this thing is just good. And then these are all the toppings we're going to be putting on there. The list is.
So we have smoked turkey legs to our far right. Then you have pulled pork, chopped brisket, and you're going to top it off with some sausage.
Okay, I'm very tempted right now. Okay.
And Jen is going to eat the whole thing within the hour.
Okay, I'll try 4 pounds there, right? Okay, yes. Speaking of good food, we're also chatting chatting with Ma Alice Harper today about how she's serving up not just great Cajun food, but also inspiration. Oh, more food, yes.
Oh,
and there's
yes.
a new spot you have to try, Ike Chula, and they are serving up, look at that burger. There's hot Cheetos in that, Mike.
Ooh,
yes.
I like those
And
waffle
the drinks,
fries too.
the drinks are
Okay, I can't wait to dig in this video. That and a whole lot more coming up on SA Live. Stick around.